wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough
to keep me from getting to you, baby.
Remember the day I set you free. I told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me. Somewhere.
What's good, my beautiful baby case? It's your girl Key, your favorite psychic on the tube, and we're back with another sugar production. If you guys are new here, when I say it's a sugar production, it means that I'm going to tell you anything that is contradictory to something that's going to be beneficial and conducive for your growth on your divine path. This is not fairy tale land. We get into the nitty gritty over here. With that being said, we're going to be discussing the topic, as you guys can tell by the title, your next job. Okay. For some of you guys, you could apply this if you are in a position for leadership or you're being called to progress within the job industry that you're already working, then just apply this situation as need be. But for those of you that are seeking new job opportunities, getting fed up where you are currently, blase, this will be the spread and the reading for you. Without further ado, we're just going to dive straight into your reading. Boom. So for those of you who selected this pile, the Queen of Swords is going to represent, off rip, I want you to know, who do you need to avoid the acquaintance of? Like, just no bullshit, no fluff. Like, who do you just straight up just need to just not pay attention to? And that's represented by the Queen of Swords. This is somebody who portrays themselves as being frank or telling it how it is, but this person's just a bitch. I can just kind of get a vibe off this Queen of Swords. She's going to present herself, or this person's going to present themselves. This is a masculine. He's messy. You understand what I'm saying? But for a lot of you guys, it's a feminine energy. They could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They don't have to be. But this is somebody that presents themselves as, you know, like I said, like being, I'm just telling you how it is. People can't take me. People can't handle me or whatever. They may be in leadership, but this is somebody that uses this opportunity to belittle others. Like I was going to say earlier, this person here, pay attention to how they speak about other people that are not present in the room. This definitely transpires to somebody that, you know, will talk about people to you to kind of get a grip of how you feel or what you can say. Don't get it in the habit of when you first get into this new job of gossiping about people. For the person that's gossiping into you, could be somebody that people treat a certain type of way for a reason. So don't be aware of being fished for commentary. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to the situation. Tell me about this Queen of Swords. I think this is somebody that if you befriend people too soon at work, you'll find out later, like, I can't trust this person. You understand what I'm saying? Or I see why people do you the way you do. I see why you aren't respected. I see why people, you know, don't fuck with you. You know, this is definitely going to be somebody that I feel like they keep their true intentions hidden. And they try to give information to get information out of other people. This is definitely somebody that's messy and that will go back and repeat what you said and what they said as if you said it. And there's already eyes on you because you're the new girl and the new guy, right? There's new sheriff in town, all of that, blase. They definitely want to tarnish reputation, so they're working that angle. You know, when it comes to the situation, I feel like you are somebody that's very genuine, and all of the mental gymnastics, this would be somebody that you'll end up having to show your other side, your other face to. Okay. And this is somebody, this is a situation that's completely avoidable. And if you can, just keep this person at distance, or just come off the bat telling everybody, you know what, I say to myself. That way it's not even misunderstood. This person might get the hint down the line if you have to get closer to certain people and not this per individual. But when you recognize who this person is, when you get to your next job, just start saying stuff like, I don't really get into none of that because I stay to myself. You know, I'm shy. A lie, bitch. I'm shy. I don't fuck with people. That's what you gotta say. Because this is gonna be somebody that's gonna say something. If you tell this person any personal information, they will certainly weaponize it against you. So when you go to work, this is an energy surrounding keeping some things to yourself. You know, I feel like this is definitely somebody that's been this way their whole life. If you try to have a conversation with this person about their ways, then they'll try to sabotage your opportunities and try to subtly, get you in trouble for stupid shit, I wouldn't tell this person if you're doing anything, like if you're just chilling on the clock or if the job is easy. It's like you got to be careful what you tell this person in entirety, because they'll warp anything into some bullshit, and they throw stones and hide their hands all the fucking time. This person goes straight to leadership. They may even have a friend in high places. This is somebody that try to have you in HR. Like, they're a tattletale, possibly even a liar, a shit starter. And I also feel like this person here, they need to not know about your spiritual wits, your presence, your customs, and things of that nature, because they're very judgmental. They don't understand. Even if they're into the same things, they don't do it like you do. Favor ain't fair. And this is certainly somebody that I feel like they will take the things you say, the jokes you say, and reuse them like they're yours. This person's a personality thief, and they also have some bad karma attached to them. This person is probably on their way out the door at this job environment, because I feel like this is somebody that everybody has an issue with, right? When it comes to this person, this Queen of Swords energy, I don't like them at all, not one bit. I feel like this person is extremely disingenuous, and they also try to like to portray, like, if you tell your word this person, hey, I say to myself, they might even say like, I'm a popular to myself, like I say to myself as well, I don't fool with people. But this person's a rat. Just flip it any way you flip the script up or down. This person is a rat. They're just not to be trusted. They're not a good person in any capacity. This person here is a backstabber. Smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Okay, and there's some things that this person here, they act like people did something to them all the time. They might even start crying or they play victim. And this is somebody that they act tougher than what they are. And then they be knowing if they wrong. So what they do instead of holding themselves accountable is that they start up and out everything people say or did to them. They're always the victim. They're jealous hearted. They're manipulative. And this is somebody that, I feel like they'll figure out they'll ask you, they'll try to get close to you, figure out what is it that is your clicker, what bothers you. So this is going to be an environment where I want to tell you off rip to like keep a poker face in this place, because I feel like this is somebody that would do something stupid and they try to apologize in a group setting, or they wait till you in front of leadership to say, if it's anything I said to like offend you, like that was never my intention or anything like that. Like, this person probably like ghetto as fuck, not gonna hold you. Like, this is somebody that's just not intellectual at all. They might even be jealous of you because somebody that they like at the job likes you. This is somebody that I feel like you'll get exhausted because they'll constantly be trying to compete with you, and every day there'll be some new shit. Even when you feel like you put it to rest with this person, they'll still be on bullshit. This is just somebody that's just dumb, and they're messy in every capacity. Like, they're just super messy. Super messy. Like, this is not an individual that you even want to spend not even a lick of time, interacting with, because they're not worth I hate to say this, Lord forgive me, but the air in their lungs. Like, and that's how you gonna feel. And that seems like such a drastic thing to say. But this is gonna be somebody, I feel like when you get into this next job, people are gonna be looking at you as like, I'm not gonna lie, you might be the finest thing in this establishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, fine shit. And people gonna be looking at you as that, and they gonna be hating it. Because you go come in, you're not even trying, and you gonna command attention to the room. If somebody that try to talk to everybody, try to, they just, I'm hearing loose as a goose, don't get me started. This person could be from New Orleans. They could be from somewhere, or Miami, somewhere down southward, and then they're gonna try, or somewhere different than where you from. Put it that way. A different city, different state, different county, whatever. But they're gonna be trying to say where I'm from. Maybe it's just how I talk, it's just how we are, but I don't give a fuck if you from Ticklesburg, bitch. Fuck you and your Tickleburg brethren. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's how you gonna feel. Anyway, you flip the script, rip it down, this person is they're a loser, they're a bully, and I feel like this is somebody that will try to give you the solid treatment. They will try to harness like the assistance and help of other people to try to develop a gang to come against you. But this is because this person here is insecure, and there's some other people who just don't like you, don't have a reason not to like you, but they're gonna try to take what this person say and hold it as face value. Some of you guys are like, I don't give a fuck, but listen, it's just completely avoidable. God is giving you a warning in advance. This person here could probably wear blue or red as part of their uniform, maybe even a lot of gold jewelry. This is definitely the type of person where they might have red hair, or they might wear red lipstick or red nails, or they might like to wear the color red, whether this is a masculine or feminine energy. If this is a dude, this is somebody that I feel like that you would know that this person here has somebody attached to them that's like this. So this would be somebody who baby mama or whatever is coming to the job acting crazy, right? This would be somebody that have women arguing over them at the job, and they ain't all that. This would be somebody that's in between girl stuff or mess, drama. You understand what I'm saying? That's their vibe. That's their tea. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they have no masculine qualities about them. Honestly. Ugh. They thirsty, too, because I just feel the need to just take a sip of my drink. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like these people here, for some of you all, these people could be, like, sick. Like, the extent they'll go just to get a reaction out of somebody, like, it's concerning. Like, this will be somebody that had you going off real bad. Like, real bad, to the point to where you will be in front of HR. Because it's going to be like, okay, I know just how you feel. We have never seen you in this office. But if you're going to say all of that or do all of that, that's crazy. This person will be the type of individual that try to get your socials or your number, try to hang out outside of work. No. They're just trying to get you comfortable to weaponize it against you. So this is not the environment where we're going to go make friends. Period. Okay? We're going to move on to the next question. But first, I'm taking a sip of my drink because, child. The Ace of Pentacles. So this talks about the job itself, because I did want to know, like, what are you doing here? For a lot of you guys, you could be, I don't know, either working in a fast food representative, like, you're dealing with money. Okay, so you making change, or you depositing things. You might be working at a bank. Some of you guys could be doing security. Okay, so working as a security officer. Some of you guys could be doing financial security, so you're working at a bank. You do cashier services. Something like that could be significant when it comes to this job opportunity. What are you doing? Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. For a lot of you guys, you could be in charge of, like, opening and closing, wherever this is. Where, like, you might be somebody that does flex shift. So you might be, like, you might get everybody might see you. Even people that don't really know you, you might not work consistently with just one team or a certain group of people. You might get a chance to meet everybody you work with, because people are going to be wanting to be seen or get the acquaintance of you, try to get a feel on you. This might be the type of environment where everybody that's worked here either worked a long time or they've been in this industry for a long time. This might even be an opportunity that, how do I say this? You wanted in the past, but maybe you didn't know, like, maybe you weren't considered for it, or maybe you just didn't know what it entailed. Maybe you didn't have the experience right off the bat. But what you're going to be doing at this job, this is going to be like, how do I say, like, you might even be the person that, like, you might have a position of leadership. For some of you all, this is a newer opportunity, but it's one that you can sustain. I will tell you that, because the Ace of Pentacles looks like this is going to be something to where either you're doing, like, security in the sense to where it's literal security, or you're providing with somebody with a company with a certain security being in this position, or if it's just like, I don't know, like, it's something interesting. But I feel like the job can't be done or performed well without you being present. I will say that. Because it feels like that this is going to be an opportunity that pays very well. I also feel like this is going to be an opportunity where you have access. You have clearance to go places where other employees won't have clearance, is what I'm kind of picking up on. Like, it's like somebody's entrusting you with something with these details. It could be people entrusting you with their money. So you might be dealing with sensitive information regarding cards, payments, and things of that nature. Some of you guys could be working in a call center. Some of you guys could be working in a warehouse. Warehouses are heavily secured because you're working with merchandise. You understand what I'm saying? It's something like that that's significant when it comes to this opportunity that you guys will have. I'm picking up on that this is going to be a job that I feel like it's going to come, like, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I got the Knight of Wands as well here. So I feel like this job opportunity is going to come quickly, sooner rather than later. You might even get, this is how you know it's going to be, excuse me, some bullshit, because you might get hired on the spot. Like, they might ignore, like, you might not have certain qualifications, or you might have certain, how do I say this, certain things on your background. They may not care. You might be working amongst, like, kingpins, junkies, like, different types of different stuff for different folks. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be working amongst different type of people. You understand what I mean? With this job opportunity, what I'm seeing for you all, I see you guys getting this job, like I said, with the Knight of Wands, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, excuse me. I feel like this is happening very quickly for you guys. And I feel like this is going to be a job that you get, and they probably either going to want you to start same day or same week. Like within 7 days, you're going to be hired, trained, and on the floor. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's giving. It's giving that things need to be done immediately. Okay. I also feel like this is going to be, some of you guys may be hired on this job no later than the 12th or 11th of the month, or between 12 and 11 days from now. Okay. Something like that may be significant. 12 on the clock at the time which I'm recording this, so I say that. But it's giving really quickly in which you get hired on with this position. Okay. When you get promoted for some of you guys. The Eight of Pentacles, that's clarifying this Knight of Wands. It's supposed to talk about, like, where should your focus be when you're at work? Production. Okay? Results. And you should also be focused on looking like you out the mix. You should not be the person, because people that are above all of y'all are looking at who's clicked up and who's not. You should be the person that's working if nobody else is. Don't even update people if the supervisor is watching or not. You understand what I'm saying? You just make sure you're doing what you need to be doing at all times. Make sure your numbers stay up. You should be focusing on coming in and going home. Your focus should be on, avoiding competitive people or messy people. I wouldn't even waste my time, going to people about or in leadership about certain issues, like so-and-so is a bully, so-and-so is messy, things of that nature. You just let it be seen that you can handle it and that you don't care. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are other people that are going to be competing with you at this job opportunity. There might even be people at this job that literally fight each other, or like they be going off and stuff. You don't need to be the person that's trying to record or ask them, what happened? What's going on? Oh, what's their beef? You just stay to yourself. You going to hear it anyway. You going to find out anyway. You mind your business. You mind your business. You should not be the person that's, know everybody's here and no mess or drama. If somebody was to ask you what happened between so and so, I don't know. You might know, but say you don't know. Okay? Your focus should be on just, you should look busy at all times. If that makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? Because it don't even feel like it's just one particular person that ain't shit. It's one person that might be the ringleader of all of this, but if this is somebody in leadership, they like working in a messy environment. And they might be friends with the people that you don't like. And you might not know that. So just make sure your focus is just on results and productivity. So it can't be said that you don't do your job. You understand what I'm saying? When you come in, wear your little fake smile. Keep it pushing. Don't force anything. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to be the best dressed. People going to want to have conversations with you. Just smile and nod. And be like, I gotta start working. Are y'all crazy? But I don't have no opinion about the matter. You understand what I'm saying? Let people just scavenge for crumbs about what you thinking or what you want to say or whatever. If somebody want to offer you a car ride, no, I'm fine. It's okay. People don't need to know where you stay, how you living. Because people just want to see, like, if you could afford, like, people just want to talk about your lifestyle. See where you at and to say business. So if you stay in the hood but you dress nice, they're gonna be trying to calculate your funds. These people got too much shit going on in their life. Not enough motion or lotion. You just probably ashy too. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they just always talking, they being nosy. I feel like that this is about taking pride in whatever your job is. Because I feel like it's a lot of people here that like somebody, and it's going to be somebody that's actively dealing with somebody that's going to ask you what you think about them. You think they cute. It's a setup. It's a setup. I don't come to work to date. That should be your thing. You should not be up here trying to flirt with nobody. Because if the person that's coming towards you trying to talk to you, or the people that's trying to talk to you, they talk to about 3 other people at the job. Leave it alone. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, don't be fooled by anybody's persona or what you think you see or what you think you pick up on these people. Because I promise you it's not that. I promise you it's not that. Your only competition is the person that you was yesterday, because these people are not on your level. And I feel like that eventually it'll be revealed to you that you're not wrong, and just staying to yourself at all. Because these people are all liars. They all fake. This whole environment thrives off mess and loser behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Honestly, I would give everybody up here the silent treatment if possible. Because they can't weaponize against you what they don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Unexpressed feelings, dissatisfaction will be just beneath the surface, and that's just their problem. You understand what I'm saying? You make sure you get to the money. If it's overtime opportunities, take it if you feel called. Get your money and go home. If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass on. If you ain't got no money, and these people here, they gonna be VTOing or PTOing all the time. Good, let them pick up them hours, get your money on up, so you can really flex underneath their noses. They gonna be wondering how we work the same job and you see you in the Benz, how we work the same jobs and you in an Audi, you in a Lexus. How you do that there, right? I work. You understand what I'm saying? Work. Go to clock in and take your ass to fuck home. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you'll regret it. Because this Eight of Pentacles, when I'm looking at it, he's like sitting there focused on making sure he's saving, making sure you got he focused on his money. And also, people don't need to know what you get paid. Also, this is another thing. You're going to get paid more than some of these people that do the same thing as you. Don't get too comfortable talking to folks. Because then they're going to become jealous. You understand what I'm saying? Don't start letting people see your livelihood and everything else. If you like to do whatever you like to do to party, you understand what I'm saying? Outside of work, that's nobody's business. People don't need to know your drug of choice, your alcohol of choice, your social media handle. This is not the time to be promoting your business and anything else. None of that. Because they'll try to weaponize it against you. To be honest, people want to talk to you, act like you in a rush. I gotta go. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. Boy, I gotta go to the restroom. I'll be back, okay? They try to follow you to the restroom. You gonna follow me to the restroom? I'll catch you later. In other words, find you somewhere else to go. Find you something to do. And you might be like, oh, you might want to get out of here because I'm about to blow it up. Like, I would just say stuff like that. Like, flee the scene, bitch. You leave me alone. You know what? I need to go talk to the manager about my time. Hold on right quick. Let me go talk to them. And just leave. And when you get up there, just be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I didn't want anything. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the opportunity. Like, and don't let the other person hear you. Just look like you talking to them about something serious, long enough for them to walk away. And you go to something else. People gonna catch the hint. So-and-so, they don't like to talk. So-and-so really don't want to be bothered. They act like they think yeah, I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. That part. All right, because these people fake their damn selves. Just let them have their little touche moment where it's like, damn, so-and-so really dodging conversation. And is. Not gonna lie. Because this job needs you because the person that can be trusted, that's above everybody, they too soft. They too soft, and they really want to get rid of people, but they don't have faith that they're going to be able to hire better people. And if you set the tone, then they'll be like, okay. And especially because you guys do more than just your job. Off rip, you already the type of person that just does things and you work hard enough for 3 people. So they might feel confident enough to let certain people go. Or they trying to get to that point. They're trying to rebuild a team. These other people don't realize that yet. So that's why this job needs you, because it's become clear, like, productivity is down, or security, or whatever it is this job is meant to do. It's not thriving as good as it could because of the people that's in it. People don't want to eat at this restaurant because people nasty, got attitude. People don't want to buy their products because the people there is mean, rude, got an attitude. People don't want to stay there. They got a high turnover rate, not because they're firing people, but because nobody want to put up with this shit. So show that you can withstand the storm. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is going to be a job that teaches you how to control your emotions. Emotional regulation and self-preservation, 222 on the clock, right? This is going to be a job that ultimately, I see you guys, I think the job itself is going to be easy, like really easy. And I think you're going to make good money, too, and be comfortable and be able to afford the things that you want for yourself. Some of you guys, you might even go back to school. You're going to be doing other stuff. Like, you're going to learn a lot of skills that you could apply somewhere else. So you need this under your belt, is what I want to say. You know? This is going to be something that gets you through the door with other opportunities, but it's going to serve its purpose while you're there. You understand what I'm saying? So your boss is going to like you a lot. They might literally like you, though. They might literally have a crush on you. Not going to hold you. But they're going to like you because they're going to find you to be emotionally mature. They're going to find you to be very profound. When you do speak, you're going to say something of substance. It's almost like they're going to try to, like, temperature check you sometimes, see if you're paying attention. And when you answer, you're going to know what's being said and what's expected of you. So they're going to really like you. They're also going to like the fact that if they have trouble asking people to pick up shifts and things of nature, they know that they can rely on you. Your boss is going to find you to be exceptionally reliable at this next job environment. When it comes to, like, you know, their perception and their how they're going to treat you. I do feel like your boss is going to treat you very well, but also going to be very empathetic of you whenever you need time off request or whenever something's going on in your personal life. They're going to look after you, out for you, because it's like they understand. They're going to recognize like your value. Okay, your coworkers, they might even recognize that your boss favors you. Not gonna hold you. It is gonna be some things said about that, but that's not your problem at all. But your coworkers are gonna feel like that they have to treat you with the utmost respect because you demand that. You're gonna set that tone. Like, you're just not for the bullshit. Some of you guys might say, "Oh, fast." People might question how old you are. People might wonder what you know. People are going to be looking at you as somebody that take a lot of bathroom breaks. Like, that might be your go-to when you want to, like, leave people alone, or you want people to start talking to you. I got to go to the bathroom. Some people might also look at you, like, if you have a partner that come pick you up from work and things of that nature, people are going to look at you like kept. Some of you guys might be married, or you might have a ring that you like to wear, or you just dress like nice. People going to be looking at you as somebody that clearly is making good money. They're going to be wondering, like, do you get the same pay as we do? Because how can you afford that? People also look at you as somebody that does things by the book all the time. So people might be scared to do things that are wrong around you. So people going to be trying to kiss your ass, your coworkers, as if you're leadership, whether you're leadership or not. For a lot of you guys, you are going to be leadership, but you go set the tone. You know, they're also going to look at you as somebody that's fair, somebody that's a good listener, somebody that's understanding, but somebody that they can't, like, people can't tell if you like them or not gonna hold you, because you go treat everybody the same. You understand? Like, nothing more needs to be said than what's said. Like, they're gonna look at you as no nonsense to a certain degree. Like, I'm only gonna say what's necessary, what's applicable to the circumstances, but they're gonna look at you as somebody that's always there. Like, if they talking shit about somebody, you might be around, but you might not say a peep. You might not say nothing, but you're going to be right there when they're, like, talking noise or whatever. And you're going to hear everything that's said or notice everything. And people going to be wondering what you're doing with that information or what you could do with that information. Your clients are going to look at you as, the people that you work for, like the people that interact with your business or this business you're going to be working in. They're going to look at you as a breath of fresh air, set apart from everybody else. Like, I usually don't come here because of everybody else. And they might just come out and say that, like, this is the best experience I've had with anybody with this company. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the energy that you're bringing to this environment. So overall, just make sure that you maintain that distance between you and these other people, because they full of shit. Either way you flip a square, rubber down, they just full of shit. So with that being said, this will be a reading. As always, I love you guys to the money back and around the whole social. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Lord, you know my heart. You've seen the lies, the battles, the pain they cause. But I won't fight this fight alone, 'cause you said the battle belongs to you.
What's good, my beautiful baby case? It's your girl Key, your favorite psychic on the tube, and we're back with another sugar reduction. As you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be talking about your next job, okay? You can use this interchangeably, if you guys are seeking a promotion in a particular environment or a certain level of elevation. I don't know why I can't speak in this role. Do some of you guys stutter? Usually when that happens, I have like at least one viewer that's either, and I'm not a doctor, but that's usually what they tell me in the comments. Either I'm autistic, or I have a stuttering problem, or I'm introverted. I don't speak at all to people, or I'm new to tarot. Anytime I have like a stuttering speech issue, that's something that happens. But I have to address it, because I'll keep stuttering if I don't mention it, because that's a message for somebody. With that being said, though, ignore that message if it's not for you. It is for somebody that's tapping into this pile. Also, with that being said, when I say it's a sugar-free reduction, that means I'm never going to tell you anything that is non-conducive for your pal. I always ask for the help and assistance of the Most High Holy Spirit as I navigate your readings, because I don't want my name to be glorified, but rather the Most High in everything I do. Nothing that I'm saying should vex you. And if you feel convicted being here or listen to my message, then just don't be here. Don't even bother, right? Okay, if you feel like I'm hurting your feelings with the aggressive tone, it's probably not the vibe for you. Okay, check out my description box on my bio, because for a lot of you guys who tap into this pile, you're new on my channel in entirety, or you just haven't watched my videos in a while. I digress. We're gonna just dive straight into your reading, okay, representing the energy surrounding your next job. Okay, Boom. So I asked, what are you going to be doing here at your next job? I feel like it's going to be something that you haven't done before. Some of you guys, you could have oversold yourself on your resume. This could require travel. Maybe the job itself requires it, or maybe this is just you have to go a distance to get this opportunity. I also feel like some of you guys, for maybe one or two of you guys, this could be a comedic endeavor, or somewhere where you're a personality hire, somewhere where you're hired to boost morale in this particular environment. For some of you all, this could be an entrepreneurship endeavor. Some of you guys could be going full time in doing so, okay? Because it feels like it's chill, or this would be like a remote position, somewhere where you don't have to do too much, okay? So maybe you can travel and still be at work, okay? Because everybody that work at the damn call center had their headsets. They be in at Rudy's Chicken, goddamn, in the beauty supply, Wally World, the whole nine, shopping and shit, and they supposed to be at work. So some of you guys, it could be that. For others of you guys, this could involve outreach, okay? Some of you guys could be ministers in your own right. Some of you guys could be working in a holistic building. Some of you guys could be working in something that involves like spiritual enlightenment for other people. So some of you guys could, in your own way, do something similar to what I do. Or this could be you working as some sort of advisor, a therapist, or something like that. Maybe even being a person like with a religious affiliation in a certain environment. Most High God, what are they doing at this next job? Let's see. Full card. It feels like that I think this is something that you've been wanting to do. And it's like, I'm hearing bet on it. You're betting on yourself for what this is. It doesn't feel like it's a new job. It just feels like a risk that you're taking, or a promotion rather, something that you've already been doing, or something that you've wanted to do. Maybe something you've done as a hobby and you're wanting to go full-fledged in this. This is something that God has urged you to do, a risk that God has told you to take, okay? Yeah, that definitely applies with that message I was getting earlier, because I feel somebody's energy. Somebody could be an Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, tapping in here. I'm also picking up on the fact that this is going to be something that I feel like maybe if you guys did frequent church for a specific group of people here, this would be something where you paid like tithes for. For others of you guys, depending on your spiritual practice, this would have been something you gave offerings to like your guys or your ancestors for. For some of you guys, this feels like something that you, like a risk that you prayed on and that you feel solidified and grounded in spirit in making this next shift or whatever, right? For a lot of you guys, this will require people donating and patroning your business in order for you to get paid. It doesn't feel like that this is something where you have a guaranteed paycheck. This feels like a risk that is built off your connections with other people. Some of you guys, you can have sponsorships for other individuals, or like I said, it's completely contingent on the successful partnerships that you develop in this particular industry. It's very myopic. It's not as, I guess, as detailed as I would like it to be, because some of you guys, like I said, are clearly new here, and this could be a variety of things. We'll get more details throughout your spread, but it feels like that in this new endeavor, this is something that you're moving towards, you should consider finding a partner who can fill in with experience where you might be lacking it, whether this is comparing the competition. I've talked about this before on Patreon, the effective way of doing that when it comes to establishing yourself as a brand, whether this is, building networking and building connections with people in the industry, or people who are further off than what you are, studying the greats. Some of you guys, this could also be branching outside of your particular niche, but look at somebody who's in a similar industry and asking them, how do you do it? Or watching them, or asking, it's like outsourcing help. Maybe even getting in this world, in some instances, AI to assist you where it applies. For some of you guys, it's something that you could have been doing, or something that will be necessary throughout this endeavor or this experience that you guys are going to be having, because it feels like that right now you're being led to discover your unique spiritual journey with whatever this job entails. So focus on your basic needs when it comes to spending money, so you have something to invest, because for a lot of you guys, every dollar that you get is not guaranteed. I'm just gonna be completely honest. It's time to clean up, personally, professionally, because you don't want things to come out the woodworks and then you end up getting canceled. Well, only God can cancel you, but the whole now you don't want anything to look bad for business. So whatever this is, it will involve some sort of content creation. For others of you guys, it could require a certain level of faith in regards to sales. Anytime you're doing sales based off of commission or any commission based project, it's going to require a lot of faith in the Most High. Like it's going to require you to have confidence in yourself. For some of you guys, it could be that. This is reminding me of when I was traveling, working for All Star Motivation, selling perfumes and fragrances. That was something I had never done. But your girl was broke and on the brink of fucking homelessness, and I needed that money. So your girl was selling her fucking ass off. No bullshit. I was really pushing that shit like dope, and I was getting a lot of money doing that. No experience. I actually moved up to a manager within a week. They were seeing my numbers in the home location in Vegas all the way from Dallas. Just how much I was hustling. I had a sister at home that was pregnant that needed me, and bills were due. So something like this, where I feel like this new endeavor, it's like it wouldn't be probably. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't be your first choice, but it's requiring you to lock in. I think the work necessary. I think that it's requiring a certain level of like, fucking we ball. Fuck it, let's go. That's the energy that's given. Okay, for a lot of you guys, if it doesn't involve travel, some of you, this career, it will take you different places to meet different people in different walks of life. At some point throughout this venture, you have or you will be moving to different locations to better secure this opportunity, is having the ability to withstand the test of time. That makes sense. So for some of you guys, it could involve getting a CDL. For some of you guys, it could be that. Some of you guys, this could be a job opportunity where you may need to take action in a financial matter. Maybe you don't make enough where you are to be an entrepreneur. So maybe you move into a state in which is more affordable for you to sustain. For some of you guys, it could be that. I'm doing the hands where it's like this and that. Like you have to weigh a lot of options and whatever this endeavor is. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to ask, ultimately, who should you avoid when it comes to this? Avoid the acquaintance of when it comes to this endeavor. I'm not gonna lie, it's feeling like family members that don't believe in you at this time, because that could damper the faith that you have. For a lot of you guys, you are going to feel called to, make a shift and a change. Somebody here might even, if you're staying with somebody might kick you out. All these things, people could be wishing and praying on your downfall, and these are the people that you need to avoid at this time. Anybody that, refuse to help you or aid you in uplifting yourself and supporting your dreams and your endeavors. Could be a feminine energy strongly. They might have been connected to the masculine, but this person here is hiding behind what they want you to believe the masculine feels or thinks about, like the choices that you've made regarding this financial endeavor, if that makes sense. So this job that you're picking up on, because it will be something that people say, even if it does work, you're not going to be making that type of money. People might even think that you make more than what you do initially. I'm not even going to lie, because they don't understand the metrics of things. They don't understand analytics, etc., etc. They don't understand that if I have a really great week one week, it may not be that way next week. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like anybody that's pocket watching, essentially, and anybody that I feel like tries to paint you out to be lazy, or non-motivated for choosing yourself. Because in reality, if you guys have ever had an entrepreneurship endeavor, you would know that contradicts what entrepreneurship is all about. You can't be lazy and be an entrepreneur. Those two things don't coincide. These are all people that act like they're happy, or act like they, on any other given day, they would complain about how they hate their job and all these other things. And these people who live in paycheck to paycheck, and they might have, the things they're trying to flaunt in front of you that you're working to attain, be it a house, a nice car, or whatever, right? But it doesn't feel like these are things that keep them warm at night. These individuals leave from work to have certain things, feeling as though they sold to do it. These are people who watch your content and don't even interact with it. Those people don't need to energy from you. Because for a lot of you guys who pay attention to these people or pay attention to these haters or these gang stalkers, it could, like I said, like make you feel inadequate or insecure or make you question your star power. You know, like I said, we talked about whatever this is requiring you to boost morale. Some of you guys, you are showing up as a motivational speaker or somebody with like a comedic relief. Like it could be a lot of things. Maybe you're not inherently a comedic, but maybe people get some sort of comedic relief when watching your content, for instance. Something like that could be significant when it comes to you guys. And I feel like that you're being called to avoid the naysayers is what I want to say, ultimately, because I feel like these are people, for some of you guys, they can struggle with alcoholism, right? And I also feel like down the line when you do make it, like they'll have to eat their words. 4 on the clock of time which I'm recording this. I feel like these people who don't get your, either you come from a different culture than these people. Some of you guys, it could be regarding sexuality, or it's like maybe this is somebody who's culturally disconnected from themselves, even if you share DNA from these people. Because to be honest, the last people that are going to support you is your family in most instances. Your family and friends will go put money in a stranger's pockets before they support your business. I can tell you that from experience, you know. That's just how it is. But for some of you guys, it could be somebody demonizing your spiritual beliefs or your practices or your lifestyle, or putting a negative like connotation on what it is that you're doing, this risk that you're taking, because they lack that courage to do it in themselves. It could be that generationally they believe that, you know, nothing that's good comes without hard work. It's not saying that you won't work hard with this endeavor, but you know how they say if you love what you're doing, you won't work a day in your life. It's something like that that's significant for you all regarding your next career and what you're going to be doing. And there are going to be people here that I feel like because you kind of iced them out to kind of focus. These are people they try to ask you, how much did you really make? What do you make doing what you're doing? Okay, does YouTube do this? Can you buy a car? Well, why are you still in the same spot if that's worth it? You know, like all of that, like that's too much, you know. And these are individuals that are jealous, okay, and they won't be able to understand that you're able to still, you know, dibble and dabble and have rendezvous and do things for yourself to enjoy yourself and still chase your dreams. This is something they wish that they could do, but they lack the courage to do so. So the connection between you and these individuals that I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have a lot of fond memories with, whether it's families, lovers, friends, whatever, it's going to slowly start to drift apart, because these are individuals that are attached to a version of you that they have the most control over, right? And I feel like the more you feel closer to yourself, the closer you get to God and your spirituality, the more this gift inside you is going to overwhelm you, if that makes sense, okay? Because the true character of these people, once they lose a certain grip over your life and over your destiny that they were given, you know, for whatever reason by you, they are going to unveil the true character of their nature, if that makes sense. Like the truth shall come to light, and it will change your view and your perspective on these people. Like, I wonder if it was ever even real. Did you ever use and care about me? Because if I don't move exactly how you want, then how deep is your love for me? It is part of like your journey for you to have this inner conflict as a result of outside influences. It's reminding me of David. You know, I'm pretty sure his brothers that was already battling the war thought that they would be known to be the king of war, or they would be anybody out of the house of David to be, you know, anointed king. I'm pretty sure Saul thought he would always be king. You understand what I'm saying? But it didn't work that way. These are going to be individuals who try to keep tabs. They're going to still watch you and then get mad when you block them, and get mad when you don't reach out and you don't keep tabs on them. And that's going to make you feel like you tripping for not talking to them. But these are individuals who just want to watch and don't want to invest. And those people need to be ignored, right? Because similar to like the story of John the Baptist, these are people who just want to come where you are to stir up confusion. You know, they're truly two-faced. And I feel like the only thing that you can get out of the situation is stress and turmoil. And I feel like you'll do better at releasing expectation or even hoping. Like, I wouldn't even, if you're going to grow your content or your channel or your business or whatever, you would do better organically doing so and just marketing yourself, generally speaking, as opposed to expecting handouts from family, friends, loved ones, even your supporters, because everybody got a sob story. So don't be on live, oh, I got this to pay for, and all of this, because then you get people an opportunity to weaponize that against you and say that you don't need to be doing what you're doing if you got to do all that begging. Don't even do that. Just let the proof be in the pudding, basically. Let the favor show itself, right? Because I feel like this is going to be an opportunity that comes into your life at a state in which it seems inconvenient to others. It might be a state in which you feel like every time I get a job, I'm miserable. I'm completely miserable, and it feels like it doesn't work. It always feels always something, and I feel beat down. I got unjustly fired or whatever. It's gonna be like in the midst of a storm that you decide to make this shift, and it's not gonna seem like it makes sense to other people. It's gonna feel like at all times, like for me, when I decided to do this, it was in the middle of the pandemic, and I've rebranded so many times. New baby case, you guys won't know this, but I have hundreds of videos that they used to be on my YouTube channel that are on Patreon now, because I've rebranded that many times. And my spiritual journey, it has fluctuated. My walk with God has been different to other people, but it's documented. I can tell you that much, and it's on Patreon. But I say that all to say, like, it was a lot of people who had the same type of energy that I'm describing to you. People that wanted free readings, but then turned around and said what I was doing was demonic. People that validated what I did, but didn't want to pay for it, but they'll take a free reading, for instance. And then after that, I was the worst person in the world when I started to charge for my work, right? And when I started to give quick readings to people that really were naysayers, like I could sense when people didn't have no belief in me, or belief in God, rather. They just wanted to weaponize their perceived relationship with God over me. Like I seen that. I seen when people were, copying what I did. Even my very own sister, she stole my whole flow and went viral on TikTok, but she peaked at a certain point because it wasn't authentic. You understand what I'm saying? It was certain friends that were secretly trying to learn from me how I did what I did. They didn't want to support my business. They just wanted to be able to see how I did it so that they could thrive. Other content creators stealing my work, secretly watching me, not interacting. All those things could have very easily discouraged me from ever showing up on YouTube again, but it didn't do that. If anything, it gave me fuel. And that's the energy that you guys are going to have with this new endeavor. You can't be feeble-minded and weak in the spirit for this type of transition, because it is going to come with its own hardships. With the 10 of Wands showing up, I feel like that this is going to come at a time in which, for a lot of you guys, you will be labeled as somebody who just can't work for anybody, who just can't keep a job, somebody that doesn't, going better. They just want to get by. That will be the label that people will make on you. Some of you guys, it might come at a time in which there might be a dark-skinned male position, particularly with an afro, that might be ridiculing you or asking you about where your money is going and things of that nature, at the time in which, for dark skin, for whatever their ethnicity is, at a time in which you're trying to make this shift and this change, whether this is family, friend, lover, or not. But this would be somebody that I feel like will go out their way to pocket watch you. They're not trying to invest, and they might be in a position to do so, but you're going to be seeing all these things happen. These are going to be people also that I feel like you help put in position so that they can be successful. They're not going to be the ones that support you when your time comes. So don't waste your time even expecting that, thinking, oh, all the people who businesses I supported, they're going to totally subscribe to my channel. They're going to totally repost my stuff because anything they did, I supported. I stood 10 toes down. It's not giving that at all. It's going to come a time where somebody here is just completely arrogant and care less about your situation. They're like, womp, womp, womp. Get a job. Like, it started reminding me like that SpongeBob episode where Squidward, I don't know, I forgot what happened. I don't know if he was sick, he got fired or whatever, he quit. But he was staying with SpongeBob, and SpongeBob was like, oh my gosh, like, you need to get a job. You understand what I'm saying? For a lot of you guys, it would come at a time in which, or you'll be going through this particular situation at a time in which it feels like nobody supports this. Nobody. You're going to be pushed into a state of isolation throughout this endeavor. I can be honest with you guys. The Chariot came out, and it's supposed to represent, where should your focus be when it comes to this endeavor. And I feel like your focus should ultimately be on being better than who you were yesterday. And also, like, the reason, like your why. Everybody's reason behind why they do what they do is going to be different. You understand what I'm saying? And for you, that's something that you have to make sure that you're always on it. Okay? Are you doing this because you want validation from family? Or are you doing this because God put this gift in you and you want to share it with the world? Remind yourself of that. You're going to have to affirm yourself a lot, because this is going to be a journey that is going to seem myopic. It's going to seem testy. It's going to seem confusing at times. Not even going to lie. Because the path ahead regarding this endeavor, it is uncertain, but it is hopeful. There is potential for growth. But you have to be focused on momentum. You know, the easy part is walking down a hill after you've already overcome it and you retire. That's the easy part. The hard part is getting to the steep part, and you have to go up the hill, up the mountain, and you have to climb with no rope, no traction, no support, nobody to lean on or stand on the backs of, right? And I feel like there's so many things that are going to be revealed about yourself through this, because it is spiritually tied to you. You're spiritually tethered to whatever this is, this endeavor financially. You're connected to it in a deeper way than what some would perceive. And you are going to go through certain growth spurts. What you think your brand looks like or should look like now, it's going to drastically shift as you change and go through your journey. It's always going to be different. It's not going to be the same. You understand what I'm saying? The Page of Cups is, why they need you in this industry. I feel like you have a unique way of doing something. And I feel like that some people feel just as ostracized as you. They feel just as undervalued as you. And you're going to appeal to those people. And it may be virtually. Even if this is something that you're doing where it's like you make music or something like that. Or you're a playwright or something like that. Whatever it is that you do. Right, I feel like people are going to gravitate towards you. You could even be a nail tech. There's people who really connect to you during that service, really going to appreciate the way you do it. You are going to establish loyal clientele. There are people that's been supporting me since the very beginning of my channel who still are subscribed to my Patreon, and they stick with me through homelessness, and they still with me now that I'm gotten on my feet and I'm working on myself. Therapy. Shout out to Avery. Shout out to Crystal Johnson. Shout out to my girl Gabby. Like day one. You understand? Shout out to 𝒯🾂 You understand what I'm saying? Like day ones. You understand? There's plenty more of you guys. But I'm just saying, this is the energy that I'm picking up on. You are the reason that you've been accounted for when it comes to, or blessed with the grace to have this endeavor, is because that God wants you to reach people who are in similar circumstances and to provide them with support. And you're going to be winging it yourself because you're learning this through this endeavor, because it's spiritual healing to you. But through that test is your testimony for other people, if that makes sense. If you guys have heard it before, this is another confirmation. Check out my reading on Patreon that I just uploaded. How will your test become your testimony? That's definitely a message for you, especially if you keep repeatedly hearing it. Or this could be a confirmation. Okay? If you actually are tapping into a reading and I called your name, then say hi. I would love to hear from you. But anywho, we talk about the Six of Pentacles. This is going to talk about how your boss would view you, right? So whoever that is in this instance, okay, this is obviously an entrepreneurship endeavor, and I do have a clientele card here that I just pulled, but in this instance, I would say your boss could be you, or it could be God. In this instance, you could apply this boss card wherever it sees fit, right? If you guys literally have a boss, then just take it as face value. But the Six of Pentacles, it represents this energy regarding how your boss will view you, how they'll treat you. I feel like this situation involves, for a lot of you guys, yourself. So it's like you get in what you put out. Put it that way. Whether it's God, yourself, or somebody else, it's like what you put in is what you get. Okay? Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you put in the work, you put in the hour, that's what you gonna get. It's like it's up to you. Either way, people go down. Even if this is an extrinsic force, it's still in so many ways up to you where the situation goes. That I feel like if you show respect and you be respectful, then you shall be respected and established as a brand or as a person in this environment. But if not, then you can expect the latter. When it comes to how your coworkers or your colleagues or your competition, how they would treat you, they're going to be jealous and they're going to be copying your flow. Whatever you have. When I worked in sales, I remember this big fat sloppy mother, Turk was always trying to intercept my sales, or especially if it was a woman. Because he wanted to flirt. And a lot of times he ran off people that was going to pay me good money because he was being a creep. People would use the things that I would say that they saw was efficient because they saw that I had the gift of gab. I could, make people laugh into spending money. That was my thing. I would never go back to doing sales again. But I was really good at doing it because I was like, listen, I would just look at who it is and I would talk to them as if they was my friend, and I would just mention, hey, I got this if you want it. I wasn't really selling the item. I was really more so selling my personality than I was the item in itself, and people just fucked with the person and they bought the item, if that makes sense. And for some of you guys, like, people won't get that, so they'll keep trying to copy your flow thinking that it's in your flow, but really it's God within you. You know what I'm saying? So you are gonna have people that pretend to like you to see what you do and how you do it so they can steal it, right? You are gonna have people who just don't give you credit whatsoever, who just take what you do. You are gonna have people who like what you do but will never tell you out their mouth that they respect you as a creator. That's just the reality of how your coworkers and your competitors are going to treat you. You will be respected, but silently. That's just what it is. The emperor talks about how your clientele would view you or treat you. They respect you as an entity or as a brand. They will see you as someone that's respectable and somebody that's really solid in their gift, and they will be able to see God in whatever it is that you do, because it'll be apparent that it's not coming just from, it won't feel like copyright. It won't feel like you just stole somebody else's personality. It will feel truly organic in everything you do. And I feel like this is something that should be commended, with yourself. I think you should praise God in advance that you'll be able to be as transparent as this, and even be in a position to where you can impact people in a way that where they can see the leadership abilities within you. Because that's what I see. People, like your clientele, will look at you as like a leader of some sort, like what's beneath the surface, what don't they see coming? You will get very upset at times when it comes to the situation. Knight of Swords. I do see you feeling manipulated. And people, it's the thing, people don't really dislike you, but they might fake orchestrate beef, or they might get close to you just take things from you, and it'll feel like, what the fuck, right? It's reminded me of Jingle Jangle when his friend took his book of ideas and he stole ideas, things of nature. You might be underground for a while and under recognized, right? For the work that you produce. And there's people who profit off of that, and people who wait till you're in a terrible position and say, hey, I've been watching you this whole time, and you might be like, what? Or you might see yourself in other things and you might be thinking you tripping, but no, you ain't tripping. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna catch people like using your stuff and copying your flow. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to see that, and it's going to be frustrated. There's going to be people who just solely interact, and it's going to block your subscribers, your interactions, your analytics. They're going to go up and down, because there's going to be some people who gravitate towards you just because it's mess attached to your name. Somebody else talking smack, or you getting mad, or you talking smack because you get fed up or what have you. But all these things, like, you're going to be able to pick yourself back together again and renew yourself and reestablish yourself as bigger and better each and every time somebody does this. So it's actually working for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because we have the Knight of Swords, which talks about, like, that's my Tokyo Tony energy, just going off. You understand what I'm saying? The Five of Pentacles just talks about, being rejected and being isolated. So if you don't have a seat at somebody else's table, it just seems like you're creating one for yourself. And I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. So with that being said, I love you guys to the moon and back and around the whole social. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Unlock the mysteries of the future, anytime, anywhere. Tune in for psychic predictions that enlighten, entertain, and amaze. Whether you're on the go or relaxing at home, the answers are just a listen away. Get ready to be enlightened right in plain sight. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content. Personal readings available upon request. Text our psychic hotline on the screen for more details.
What's good, my beautiful baby cats? It's your girl Key, your favorite psychic on YouTube, and as always, we are back with another sugar production. As you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be discussing the topic all about your next job. With that being said, if you guys are looking to be promoted, you could also use this, as a reading that will give you information or insight about that opportunity in particular. So if you guys are new here, if you're wondering what I mean when I say it's a sugar reduction, that means I'm never going to tell you anything that is not conducive for your growth and your spiritual path of enlightenment. With that being said, we're just going to dive straight into your reading and figure out, ultimately what can you expect with this new opportunity that you're going to be getting in career. The Knight of Pentacles, Alfred, I just want to give you guys a warning about, who should you avoid the acquaintance of. at this next environment. I feel like this is definitely going to be someone that will tell you like, oh, we're looking for leadership opportunities. But this will be somebody that'll train other people that for a position they're trying to dangle over your head. You understand what I'm saying? Or they already have somebody in mind, but they're going to be saying like, oh, we're going to be doing this. Or they're always trying to fear monger. It could be that as well. Like, oh, the big boss is in count. Or, oh, you're going to get in trouble if you do that. Or, oh, it's like a kiss ass. Somebody that wants a position or they want to be seen or noticed by people that are higher up than them. This could also be somebody that work a regular job like you, base level, but they want to give you critiques or advice about how to do your shit. No. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna clarify, but this feels like somebody that has been in the same spot for a long time. They possibly will tell you at their mouth that they've been working here for 10, 13 years, or you know, it's something like that. Like, this is be somebody that's been on the same level. This is also somebody that might be ashy for some of y'all. Like, they might be talking to you. They might have boozy lips. Like, you know, that white shit that be in the corner of your mouth. Like, they might have that. Like, yuck. This person here, they kind of give like overseer vibes. Like, this somebody that forget that we all just work a job. So don't let this person here, don't even get comfortable with this person. Don't even give this person an indication that you want to be their friend, that you like them, or that you care about what they say, or that you're taking their advice. Because they'll take that shit and run with it. Because I feel like this is somebody that everybody generally, if they got the common sense God gave a video, ignores. Because this person always got something to say. They always complain about something. Always talking shit. I always feel like they always saying somebody gonna get fired. They always saying, I've been here long enough to see how it go. Like, okay, boomer, it's giving that. Like, okay, whatever, bro. Like, I don't recall ever asking you what you think of what you assume about it. I don't think you saw my checks, so don't let this person fool you. Because I feel like it's more than a chain of command outside of this person here. But for others of you guys, this is definitely somebody that will try to say, oh, you know, I have this opportunity. They might hire you on, or they might in an interview process, they'll say, we're going to start you off at base level, and we might move you up. They give you the pay that you're asking for. They have no intentions to give you the pay that you're asking for. It's a manipulative tactic because they need you on the thing. So I would say that this is somebody you would have to, if that's the case, either request that you get what you owed, or you just leave it alone. Right? If you can, if you're in a position to do that, because this person's full of shit in every capacity, and they'll try to weaponize. They'll try to say, "Oh, I had somebody like this when I worked at Chick-fil-A, and whole ass fucking cat was always dangling a fucking promotion in my face and was giving it to kids that was less qualified, kids that was bullies, that were literally getting complaints from customers from being assholes and negligent, and they was getting trained for leadership opportunities, and they were not equipped to do it, and they wasn't training me properly just so they could say, oh, well, you still don't know how to do this one little thing." Really, it's giving that. You know, something like that could be significant. This is also somebody that might be in leadership. They might talk about people with other people. Like, they probably speak a different language for some of you guys, if that applies. Okay, this could be more than one person, but this might be somebody that speaks another language, and they do so, and they talk about people in their language or with their friends, and they try to go back in people's face and smile. This is somebody that definitely thinks that they shit don't stink. Okay, I think that shit don't stink, and it absolutely does, because roses smell like boo-boo is what Andre 3000 said. This person could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe even a Gemini or a Scorpio, for me to get that, or an Aquarius. Okay. I think this is definitely somebody that I feel like they will sit there and watch how you do things, and I feel like you have an innovative way of getting things done, but it's not the way they would do it. But they don't want you to outshine them in your way of reorganizing things, because you're able to see that something needs to be fixed. It's something that this person probably been complaining about, like needing something new or whatever, acting like it was impossible to repair or to get things done, and then you come right in and you're like, well, this is an easy fix. And you just get in where you fit in. And you have a creative way of doing things. And it might involve being more generous to other people. You know, but they'll be acting like you buying somebody food, or you doing something nice for a customer, or making certain accommodations. It's going to put you in a blind spot or put you in the red, but it's not. You know, this is somebody that just wants to be the only person that gets good attention from people. They want to be the only person that gets recognition. And I also feel like this is somebody that has, like, favorites. You know, like, if you cool with this person, then they don't bug you about shit that you do wrong, you know, shit like that. It's almost like just avoid even getting on this person's radar, because this would be somebody that'll take it personally if you say, hey, everybody on this team lacks this type of skill. They'll take it like you said, they're not doing their job well, which you could be that, but that's not what your intentions are. This would be somebody that has friends and they let their friends do what the fuck they want to at work, right? This would also be somebody that sit there and listen to your concerns, act like they give a fuck, but they play both sides. And this person here, they have no loyalty towards you. So just keep that in mind at this job opportunity, that these people here, they have a loyalty to each other. They don't have a loyalty towards you. So don't expect that out of these people, especially out of this person, because I feel like these are individuals here that are trying to write you up for any and everything. And I feel like these are individuals that are trying to gaslight you about what you know. If you're being bullied, or if you recognize that you're doing more than just your job, you know, or somebody's nitpicking with you, they'll try to act like, was it really that? Like, they'll try to paint you out to be an angry black woman. That's what they did when I was working up there. And it was actually, like, making me spaz. Like, y'all know I'm going through. Y'all know I need this opportunity more than anybody. Y'all know I'm literally homeless. And I'm coming to work every day, working more than everybody, working harder than everybody. Y'all, I'm the last person to get my break. You understand what I'm saying? I was the first person in here. What type of shit is that? You know, like, they'll do passive aggressive stuff like that. But when you say, oh, so-and-so was being funny or being mean, they'll say, oh, I've known that person for a long time. I doubt that they'll do that. That type of individual, right? So it is going to be other people that you might resonate with, but it won't be this person or these particular people. So just find your crew. It doesn't mean that nobody at this job will resonate with you. It will be probably one other person or other people, but it won't be an individual. And you'll know this person when you see this individual. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is somebody where you've met somebody like this person, you know. And I feel like you'll catch this person in a lie, or you'll catch this person lying to somebody else, or acting like they can't go. Like, if a customer is really going through something, they won't hear this person, because this person here probably isn't from oh, Lord have mercy. Like, this is somebody that is messy, and they'll talk about somebody like, so-and-so, that homeless person came in here. But they talk about people who have less than them. That's your first indication that you'll know, like, this is somebody that you don't need to even spend time with, because this is somebody that's very messy, very judgmental. And I think this is somebody that would act like they can't make excuses. Somebody could come in and say, hey, you know, my mom just passed and I just need an extension for 3 days. I get paid. They'll act like it's not possible, but the whole time it is possible to give somebody an extension. You know, that's this type of person. This is the type of individual you won't respect this person as an individual. You'll feel like they're just a weak person. You might even feel like they tap dancing, because I feel like somebody that might not even be part of the racial group that they're trying to, like, get the attention for. They just might like people that look like them. So this might be a black person, for instance, that likes white people or Latinos or whatever. So they'll be tap dancing for those people, but they act different with you, you know? Something like that may be significant, but it won't be overt, because I feel like you demand a certain level of respect. It'll be like nice, nasty, in a way that where if you retaliate, they can always flip it to make you look angry, as an example. Or if you're a woman, this is somebody that might not gonna hold you. They might be a closeted homosexual. You might clock their C, but you might be like, okay, whatever. As an example, if you're a white woman and you're watching this would be somebody where it's like, because I worked with a guy like this, Scott, when I worked at fucking Starbucks. He was clearly fucking gay, like overtly gay. Like, it was no doubt about it. This motherfucker was gay, but he only treated men with respect, and he was constantly violating the respect or the rules or the personal space of women, and being so irate and nasty towards them. But this would be somebody to play like, well, I've been here long enough, and they'll try to surround themselves with the good old boys crew, like, you know, other men, to validate their mediocrity. This is that type of energy. Off rip. This would be somebody that would try to bait you into having a reaction so that they can then focus on your retaliation, as opposed to what frustrates you in the first place. This is going to be somebody you have to speak to and put everything in writing. If there is going to be something that you do, it's going to have to be wrote up, because any type of conversation that does not involve a witness of some sort of your choosing, okay, or if you don't have representation, it's not going to go anywhere. You understand what I'm saying? Because this person here, they'll tell the person above you something totally different if it even gets to that person. So just keep that in mind when it comes to this next job. Like, you're gonna be working with a snake, okay, or a few snakes, to be honest, because it's some alliances that are there, and the people that this person here is trying to appease, they don't even respect them, because they look at this person like a lapdog. They look at this person for who they are, but they benefit off this person's like need for their approval, if that makes sense, you know. At this job though, it might be that you are hired for like a holiday rush for some of you guys. Like, we need people urgently, or we just mass fired a bunch of people because their production was low, or people just went to school, so we're a little short staff. Like, you're going to be filling in space for somebody else, and you're going to be doing the work that nobody else wants to do. For instance, like, it could be janitorial, custodial work. It could be collections, as an example. It could be truck loading and unloading, as an example, right? It's something like that, or working outside. Whatever it is, you're going to be doing the things that the people they are trying to be cool with don't want to do, so they need to hire somebody to appease these people to get this job done. It's also going to be something where this company is going to need you. This is also a situation in which I see you guys getting hired very quickly, and I see you guys being able to request everything you need, because that's how bad they need people. To be honest with you guys, I don't see this person here or these people in this environment giving you too hard of a time about your request, because let's see, I feel like this is just going to be an energy, especially with the Knight of Pentacles and stuff. I feel like this is going to be an energy where they need you at this establishment. That's why they breadcrumbing you, or they feel the need to call illusions during the interview process. Let's see, what are they going to be doing at this next job? What are they going to be doing at this next job? Okay, Tower card. It feels like that for a lot of you guys, whatever you hire for, I feel like you still gonna be using your gifts. Like, your discernment is gonna be popping. Like, your spiritual gifts are gonna be heightened at this place. Like, this is gonna be somewhere where you go there, you're gonna be working in this environment, not even for a long time, to be honest with you, because you're not gonna be able to deal with the people, but long enough to see what you need to see. You know, it feels like this is just somewhere where it's like a karmic thing. These people here, they need that warning before destruction. Some of you guys, this place is like on its way to being closed, you know, in entirety, indefinitely, right? But for a lot of you guys, I think that you guys are going to be doing, either some of you guys are doing IT, so you might be helping somebody or giving somebody help with things that they can't do for themselves, or insurance, or like working in the medical field for some of you guys. But I think that this is going to be something, a job, like either whatever you're hired for, it's not really what you're going to be doing the most of. What you're going to be doing the most of is like really connecting with God at this environment. You're going to feel very close to Him at this time, because you're going to be like, where did these people come from? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Some of you guys are going to be doing something that involves science to some degree. Don't think too hard, because science is really in almost everything. So it could be like, if you mix drinks, that's a form of science, okay? Cooking could be science. I'm trying to think what else could technically be science. Obviously, working in the medical field could be science, or working in a gym environment could be science. But some of you guys could be responsible for, like I said, something with the IT. Okay, or like I was talking about, like an extension. Some of you guys could be working for a cell phone company or a brand, like Spectrum, AT&T, something like that, Metro, something of that nature. That you could be doing something to in that capacity. But it feels like that you are going to be the person that tries to keep people working, or keep people doing business with these people when they want to leave. So it might be that individuals are like, I can't afford this service is too high. If you work for an electric company, whatever the case may be, but you're going to be the person that says, hey, let me offer you this, to keep you engaged as a customer. You're definitely going to be the person that handles disputes, or that deals with like de-escalation. So people come in this job and they're doing the most, and they're irate due to some of these, they feel like they weren't receiving what they paid for, or what have you, right? You're going to be the person that they go to before they go to the person above you, or before they just leave the environment altogether. You're going to be the person that stops them from, like, I guess, going to the competitors, okay? Some of you guys could be doing sales of some sort, but I feel like in this environment, you're going to be urged to apply diplomacy and tact in like difficult situations. I think that this might even be a job that involves contracts, unions, negotiations, or peacemaking to some degree. I feel like this is going to be a place where you have to have like a win-win attitude, or be very positive when negotiating with people. It might not be that deep. It might be just that you work at a very expensive like clothing store, or restaurant, and people are like, damn, this shit is that high for this. And you might be like, well, you know, we have this and this going on. We do offer this. If you check out our app, we can give you deals on da-da-da-da. You're going to find yourself in a lot of those situations. People going to be trying to nickel dime you, right? But other people that you work with are not going to be having those conversations. They're just going to be like, oh, if they can't afford it, why did they come? You know, something like that could be significant. They don't care about the people. Okay. When you go to get this job, it feels like they might like you during the interview process. They might feel like you're perfect for the position. It's almost like when you apply, they're gonna nearly like immediately contact you and be like, hey, or you might call and check on your, you know, it might require that for some of you guys, like a phone call. Hey, I submitted an application, or showing up to the location. Hey, I applied. I'm very interested. Is there any way that I can speak to the hiring manager? Are you guys doing on-the-spot interviews? When can I expect the feedback, or can I follow up? Blah, 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 right? It's definitely going to be an environment in which you're going to be able to say, they're going to ask you, when can you start? And you're going to give them a date regarding what's best for you. I feel like this is also going to be an environment in which there's people here that genuinely don't care, like I said, about other people. And your focus should be on being a good person. Because there's going to be like, you know how they say you never know when you're going to be entertaining angels. I always talk about when I was at Chick-fil-A, when this homeless guy came in and nobody wanted to service him because he had change. And I think I gave him something for free, and I also like bought something for him to eat. And he looked like Santa Claus. That was the crazy thing about it. But he, you know, Santa Claus ain't real, but you know what I'm saying, right? But he looked like the stereotypical Santa Claus image, and he was like, did you get your blessing yet? A prayer I asked about how much money I want to make in a month. He said it's coming. He gave me the exact amount of what I said that I wanted, and I was talking to God. But everybody was looking at him like he was freaking crazy, but I knew exactly what he was talking about. So something like that may be something, not that you should do things because you want something in return, because the Bible does say you will never know. You know, just like a thief knows when somebody will break into their house, you're prepared for that. But when God shows up in your life, or when the presence of holy beings are interacting with you, when your spirit is being tested, you won't know. So you should always be concerned about being in good standing with the Lord wherever you are. Okay, because for a lot of you guys, it might be a secret shopper and things of that nature. Always move as though, you know, you on Undercover Boss, the episode. You understand what I'm saying? Because you never know. That this might be a work environment where they like to give things away. Okay, but make sure that you're in this work environment. Your focus should be on keeping your environment clean at all times, because it can't get dirty. It's probably somewhere where they go and do inspections and things, or you know, stuff like that, right? But always make sure you go to work trying to get your money. Okay, make sure you ask for what you should feel like you should get paid for the work that's required of you. Always have a positive attitude no matter what, and don't take things personal when people are gaslighting you or trying to paint a picture off to be that you're something that you're not, because they're simply just jealous of you. Because I have the 6 of Cups here, and it just feels like that your focus should be on the things that you want for yourself. You know, if you got this job or you try to save it for a celebration that's coming up, focus on that. Focus on your life outside of work and how this is just funding that. How this is funding your creative endeavors, etc., etc., etc. Don't focus on the rumors that are created about you, because they're not in alignment with who you are. Don't focus on who's watching you, because they're just doing these things to make you sleep up and be uncomfortable. They're trying to instill fear and doubt. And don't let ego or that of others make you feel like you have to question yourself, right? Because it's a temporary position. You won't even be here that long. So there's no need to be crying on the clock and none of that extra shit, because these people here, they're going to be here long after you leave. And they probably been here long before you came. Let's go stay that way. That's their life. These people who moved to this establishment from the ground up, and they got hazed for the process. It might be that why they don't understand or they don't connect with you, because they feel like they had to get bullied to get where they are. So why would you be any special? Why would you be something special? Until you're working with an Asian or Hispanic person or a white person, that's going to give you the most complicated energies, right? Either this person is a stud or this person is a man, okay, or masculine presenting, okay, or somebody that, because I worked for somebody in my last job, she was a feminine energy, but she had PCOS, and she had an overt amount of like testosterone, and it showed in everything she said and did. You know, no shade, it just did. But there are going to be some cultural differences between you and some of the people that the clientele that you have, and make sure that you're sensitive to people, because there are going to be people who trying to make people, they're going to say racist things, and they're going to be looking at you to like coincide with like the things that they say or the offensive things they say. They're going to be rage baiting you a lot at this job. Don't worry about it, you know. There might be one other person here that, like I said, that you get along well with at this position. Might not be. It might be your customers, you know. And for a lot of you guys, it just feels like this is going to be an opportunity where people going to see you. Like when I was working at Chick-fil-A, the customer saw how I was being treated. They saw it. And on 2 occasions, customer said, I got a better job for you because they don't respect you here. You don't deserve that. Literally. 21 on the clock. Like, this is going to be a stepping stool. You're going to meet somebody who's going to actually help you level up and go somewhere else while in this environment. This is a temporary space. You understand what I'm saying? Which makes me feel like it might be like retail or fast food or something like that for some of you guys, or sales. Most people don't like to do sales for forever, but you're definitely going to be growing, okay, in this environment, becoming tougher, you know. And I feel like this is going to be somewhere where you might think that people will like you and they might be full of shit, but trust the process. You're here for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? This is an environment where it is going to be a lot of deceptive people, and you are going to feel like, what did I do to deserve like this fakeness or this rudeness, X, Y, and Z? But just know that it's not nothing that you did. It's just the energy that you represent. Is he who lives within you, the energy that you exude, your light, and all these things that makes people want to judge you or have an issue with you. Some of you guys, you could quite literally be light, okay? Or your name could mean that, you know? Or you could be somebody that speaks very clear, and people aren't used to people being direct and educated and all these things, and they're intimidated, right? People are intimidated by you. That's just what it is. They expecting you to be only a pretty face, for instance. They're expecting you to be ignorant or ghetto. They're expecting to be able to pigeonhole you into one type of group, but that's not you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the deal. When it comes to how your boss treats you, your boss, they're going to act like they're too busy to deal with anything you got to say, to be honest with you. They're not going to be inherently like, oh, really mean, but you're probably barely going to see this person. Your coworkers, though, they click up and they might talk to you sometimes, but only when they want you to pick up a shift. Only when they want you to do something, you know? They're nice, nasty. Your clientele, generally speaking, they might be on the way out the door, but they might come and see just you. If you're not there, they're going to want to leave. Like, I don't have to be here type shit. So with that being said, this would be a reading. I love you guys to the moon and back. And of course, we're on the whole sources. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
If this channel has blessed you, encouraged you, or brought you clarity, I invite you to sow a seed. You see, giving isn't about pressure, it's about partnership. Scripture says, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's Luke 6:38. If you feel led, your support helps me continue showing up and pouring into this space. Thank you for every seed, every prayer, and every share.